Business in the boardroom.
Today's guest is someone that I haven't met before, and I'm quite nervous. I'm getting a little bit in my own head about it, but she's a good friend of Ed and someone who is an incredible businesswoman, and we're very excited to have you in the chair. See, I'm stumbling over my words already. Sophie Tapp, hello, how are you?
Great, happy to be here.
Good, thank you for coming. It was a little bit of a last minute get you on, thanks to Ed, but thank you, I appreciate it. So, Sophie, you are the director of Maritime Yacht Services.
Yeah.
Very successful.
Some say, but
it is. And very bougie. Yachts are bougie.
That's what everyone thinks, but the reality is fiberglass and tender garages.
Not bougie.
No.
So, we work a lot with the same trades, actually. So we do engineers, fabricators, marine techs. We're mostly on grey boats and ferries. You're mostly on yachts. So the kind of crossover is the same, right? But what's the difference in lifestyle? Everyone thinks that yachting is this glamorous, bougie lifestyle. But give us a little bit of an insight.
Yeah, so obviously boat shows in Monaco, Antigua, so that side of things everyone sees, but that's like 4 or 5 times a year. So the reality is either hidden in a tender garage where you can't see guests, or in the workshop where it's sanding, fiberglass, itchy, full of epoxy, and not glamorous.
Not glamorous.
But rewarding. So
rewarding.
Yeah.
Are you busy all year round?
Yeah, so interestingly, we are starting to branch out to grey boats.
Are you?
Yeah, because obviously yachting's really seasonal. So we've just signed an MOD contract, and we're just doing something with a container ship for MSC.
Oh, wow.
So yeah, like
that's
branching
exciting.
out, so that will keep us busy.
So cruises and MOD.
Yeah,
that's
so
exciting.
Predominantly super yacht, but that will be our kind of filler when it's not seasonal.
Yeah, well, we're kind of seasonal as well. Like, we've also branched out, although we've realised, like, lockdown really established for Sarah that the MOD need their ships. It's like foolproof. So, when everyone else was in lockdown, then the military were out and they needed their ships. So we get refit season, same as you guys, but also we have all of the everyday work, and the budget's always there. That's handy. Marine has kind of always been your background. It's always been there, hasn't it?
Yeah.
Because you've got quite a famous dad in this industry.
Yeah, so it's always been there. I just like to think I was a London businesswoman, but then had kids, and so worked for the government and did
That's
my
for
whole
about 7
London
years,
things.
right?
Yeah. So I was young, like started at 17.
Yeah,
so it was
well
like
young.
Did the whole London thing, but then had kids and was like, actually travelling to London and drinking is not my life anymore.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was hence.
Did you grow up in
total
Portsmouth
career
on the
change.
South Coast?
So Southampton.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so lived my entire life. I'm a proper home girl. Travel a lot, but after 2 weeks, want to come home.
And I think when you've had such a lovely lifestyle growing up on the coast, that's what you want for your kids, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely.
Like, Southampton, Pompey, it's very much the same, although we're not rivals, not in the marine sector. Southampton's our best friend, actually. But I think people think, especially about Pompey, they're like, oh, it's a shithole, can't wait to get out. But so many people come back.
Yeah.
It's just the Solent, isn't it?
Yeah,
it drags so many people back, and it's got their heart, especially if you've had a really exciting childhood.
Yeah.
So your dad's always been, well, for all of your life, right?
Yeah, I mean, for as long as I'm trying to think what he might have done before. No, I think he's always been in boats. I mean, he had quite like a London education, went to Dulwich College and stuff like that. So it was really academic, but I don't think he ever had any other career. Did he have like a hobby
for the water, or is that how it sort of went in?
So powerboat racing was how he got involved. And yeah, I mean, he was really successful in powerboat racing. Got like world speed records. Amazing. And won world championships and stuff. So yeah, but no, I think that was his passion, and he's always done boat building as long as I've known. So
did that spark your passion when you came back after you had your children? Did that spark your passion? Because your husband's in powerboat racing.
Yeah, so I used to race when I was a child.
Oh, did you? I didn't know that.
Yeah,
so the mic a little bit, just a little bit closer. Ed will sort that out for me, but there you go.
Thank you.
I'll cut that out.
Thank you.
So I used to race when I was 9 to 14.
Wow.
So yeah, became national champion, and my sister was national champion as well, actually. So
really?
yeah, so that's always been in the family, and boating has always been like 100% in our family. Powerboat though, I can't sail at all. So nothing wrong with sailors, but just I can't do it.
Ed's got a little chuckle
Sorry,
in the
Ed.
background.
Yeah.
Sorry, Ed. That's amazing. Did you find that? I mean, and I'm sure you get this question all the time, and I'm sorry if it's really boring, but did you find that as a very young child and a girl, that was quite unusual? Or is there a lot of girls and young women in that industry in racing?
No, probably not. I suppose I didn't find it unusual because my upbringing. I actually did a video with Ed recently about being a woman in the industry, like challenging, dealing with captains and stuff. And I think it depends how you're brought up. So for me, it was always just like, get on with it, like tow a boat, so I never really like looked and thought, oh, there's no women doing this, it's all men or whatever. And it was very much just like, get on and do it. Maybe my dad didn't have the sons he wanted, so that's why I was probably a bit of a tomboy. But yeah, I think maybe these days there's a lot of everyone doing everything, I think. But because you were so comfortable in that environment, it kind of just felt like second nature to you, did it? Yeah, I'm trying to think. I mean, women in powerboat racing, there were like older women that were racing offshore, such as like people like Shelley Jury. She's really local. People might know her. She's been really successful, that we'd have looked up to. But certainly it would have been less than 5% of the kind of... Lindsay raced. Lindsay Cronin, she raced as well.
We've realised we've got a mutual friend. I got collared. If anyone knows Positive Eats, which I'm sure everyone does that's listening, Lindsay is. I've known Linz for years. You've known Linz for years.
Yeah.
Is that how you guys met?
Powerboat race. Yeah, no, it was powerboat racing.
I didn't know she did the racing.
Yeah, so she raced. She was really successful actually as well.
Was she?
So, yeah, she.
I didn't know she did the race. So if anyone knows Lindsay, she's absolutely wild. But one thing that I will say about her, she's going to come on and be a guest whenever I can pin her down. But she's got a lot of determination. Yes. And it seems like, you've had such a successful career in everything you've done. Even when you worked for the government, like you only left because you had children. Yeah. It didn't suit your lifestyle anymore. I think, do you think that's one thing that sort of growing up with that background has instilled in you?
I certainly think, like a story that I said it on my recent social media, like my parents were very much like, nothing's difficult, like just get on and do it, and kind of gave me praise where credit was due, but not really. For example, I passed my driving test, I think I was 17, passed my driving test, and I phoned Mum, I was like, Mum, I've just passed my driving test. And she was like, great, I've got an event in Scarborough, I need you to tow a boat, like off you go. And literally the day I passed my test, towed a boat 6 hours and just got on with it, which I don't know any different. Yeah. But now I've got kids, I would never send them 6 hours in a car. Like, really? I'm the total opposite. Right. And I do think I'm breeding not very resilient children because of it, because I do everything for them, which actually...
How old are your kids?
13, 12 and 5.
Oh, you got 3?
Yeah.
Boys, girls, mix?
1 little boy, 2 older girls.
What's harder, boys or girls?
Boys.
Boys, yeah.
I don't know.
Different.
Friendships, girls are a lot more bitchy, I would say, aren't they? So boys are physically more hard work. But some of the stuff that goes on at school with girls,
especially with your 13-year-old, I imagine.
Yeah, it's just like Instagram, social media pressures, like everything they see, that side of it is explaining what's going on in the world at the moment when they ask about war and stuff like that.
Yeah,
hard. That side of it's harder.
Do they race? Not race, but are they very comfortable on boats?
They're really comfortable on boats. So yeah, I mean,
more for a leisure thing.
It's 100% leisure for them. So interestingly, I said to Bella, "What's your favourite thing?" And we've signed up to the boat club recently, which lets you use a multitude of up to 40-foot boats, which has worked for us.
Is that the one with the the Trafalgar Group?
No, so we're Southampton based.
Oh, of course you are.
Premier,
sorry.
yeah. So it's just a Premier, a gappy one, but it's really good for what we do. But yeah, we didn't sign up last year, and she said it was the biggest thing she missed in her life.
Oh,
so
really?
I think it's kind of instilled in them, but they're cheerleaders. So
are they?
Yeah, we're going to Florida for the 3rd time this year to do the World Championships.
So they've still. You're saying you're not building resilient kids, but
they train hard. They train 5 nights a week. So
and cheering's really hard, isn't it?
Yeah. It's not just pom poms. It's tumbles and stuff. So
wow, amazing. So you've now been, and correct me if I'm wrong, I've only stalked you on LinkedIn, and a bit of website stalking. So Maritime Yacht Services has been going. Is this going to be the 10th year this year?
Yeah, James, so my husband actually started as more of a valeting and guardianage thing in 2007. So that's probably nearly 20 years. But I joined after
Nearly
the
10
kids.
years.
Yeah, so he was just doing kind of...
Oh, I'm sorry about that. My research failed me.
No, it's fine.
There.
It's probably my LinkedIn's probably not up to date because, yeah. So, yeah, he founded it in 2007, but it was an LLP. So maybe the stalking didn't show that. And then we changed it to a limited company when I joined. So that timeline would then sit. But yeah, he kind of just did his thing. I did mine. And then one day he was kind of like, I'm bored of this now. I'm not sure it's ever going to make us any money. And I was like, well, should we get an office and just see how we can push it before I commit to going back to London? And yeah, I think just the mix of he has a real kind of risk-taking kind of mentality. Right. So like everything he does is like, well, let's just go for it. What's the worst that can happen? And I'm very much analytical. Right. So we took on our first office. It was £500 a month. And I think I cried because I was like, how can we afford £500 a month? Where does the money come from? How do you make that money? Yeah. Like instantly as well, because our cash flow was like non-existent. And then within 6 months, we'd already moved to a bigger office. Wow. So it like grew really quickly. And then 4 years ago, well, I think we were paying $11,000 a year for our office at that point. James came to me and said, I want a refit centre and the lease has come up. We've got 4 weeks to decide if we can take it on, but it's $110,000 a year.
Wow,
like,
that's a bit of a jump, isn't it?
Absolutely not. Like, not even considering it. And I think he knows how to like drip feed me slowly. So I was just like, nope, don't talk to me about it. Not interested. Like, just doesn't compute. Where do you get the money from? And I was like, in our bank account, we've got 1 month's rent. So like, then what happens? But eventually, I think probably on a late night and a few tears, he was like, come on,
He finally ground you down.
Yeah, let's do this. And he kind of said, the worst that's going to happen is I end up back in a van doing what I was doing anyway. Yeah. So like, let's take the risk. And
you're glad you did.
Yeah, I'm glad. I'm glad. I mean, we still, even Ed has to kind of rein him in a bit at times because he is very much
Ed
like
reins people in. Really? Who reins Ed in?
Yeah, I mean, he just goes off on these random tangents. So, but I think that's why we work well together. Is kind of we're so opposite that. Yeah, I think you
need someone with the crazy ideas and then someone with the logical brain. Don't you?
To just go, okay, actually, how do we do this? Now go away and pitch it to me a bit better.
So when did you open the refit centre then?
It was about three years ago, I think.
And
we
it's
took
boomed
on the
since.
lease. It's like stacked, so we're looking at taking on our next 10,000 square foot.
Still in Southampton.
So it'll be in the same marina as well. We're just hoping that someone might move out soon.
Is he going to do what he does to you? Just stand outside and just keep telling him to move? In the nicest
We've
possible
had
way,
a few
obviously.
leases up, so we'll see. We'll see what
lovely.
happens. But yeah.
Southampton's a place to be for ships, boats, yachts, isn't it really?
Yeah, Southampton or Portsmouth, I suppose, are really the biggest.
I feel like things happen more in Southampton though, like the sexy things, you know, like the boat show, Sea Works. Like
the
happen
high
more.
end, I would say like the
space,
super yacht side is this side. Commercial though, I would say is probably bigger Portsmouth side.
Oh really?
Like all of our clients are based
here
this side, from a commercial side. So yeah,
that's cool. So why the start of Maritime Yacht Services? What was there something missing that you thought we can do this? We can make this industry better because
it wasn't as thought out as that, to be honest. Not at all. So to be honest, what happened was we took on our office and my dad moved from Pasco International to a new venture. And when he left, a couple of his long-standing staff decided to leave as well.
Right.
And one of them came and pitched me and said, I reckon you should take on doing a bit more than what you're doing. Can we set up a paint department? I was like, I don't know anything about paint. Like, how do I set up this paint department? Anyway, we took the risk and took on just a tiny little container. It was like, I think it was 20-foot container.
Wow. And
he used to spray like components out the back of this container. We'd probably do that for about a year. And if not, with tent. So we would spray a whole boat, but we would just do like a shrink wrap tent.
Yeah.
And then he's also really skilled. So that helped kind of reputation wise. He obviously drove that side of things as well. And we collaborated with a company called GRP Boat Repairs. and did some high-end stuff for them, kind of white labelling ourselves through them as well. And then, I think we just delivered really good service, really good quality, and didn't really market ourselves. It just...
I don't think you need to, do you?
No, I think if you do a good... And also, like, how do you find captains? How do you find these people? I think they just know...
Yeah.
The industry's actually quite small when you're in it.
It's very...
And if you do a good job...
Yeah.
People know.
It's
if
a
you
good
do a
click,
bad
isn't
job,
it? Like word of mouth is the best form of advertising.
Yeah, for sure. I think the one thing I say to James, because he actually doesn't really like talking to people at all.
Oh,
like,
really?
so we're opposite. Like, so he will if he knows you, like, and he likes a good night out and things like that. But networking, he just
not his bag,
not his thing at all. So I go to boat shows and do that side of things. And so, like, at 3 o'clock in the morning, he can just see like £300 bill coming from the Fairmont Hotel in Monaco. But my pitch to him is like, we don't need a boat show stand. Actually, like the
Floor
connections
walk.
are done on the bar or like in the evening or floor walk. So yeah, that's my justification to spending money in nice places.
Yeah, sounds perfect. You're so right. I think like we do for the last like 3 years, we've done SeaWorks. So we actually went to Southampton Boat Show, but for us at that time, it wasn't really for us. We were looking for people that needed engineers and people that needed sprayers, and that's more for someone looking to buy yachts, isn't it? So SeaWork is definitely better for us in terms of business.
Yeah.
And the last 3 years we've exhibited, and it's just getting astronomically expensive. Yeah. And then you're actually stuck. Whereas you're right, all of the good connections that we made were at the bar in the evening or out for dinner. So one of our clients who we work with on and off SMS, they hire one of the places in Oxford Street. Yeah. And they have all their clients there, and I think that's a game changer. Such a good idea. So Sarah's always instilled in all of us at SLR that networking's key. Yeah. Like, you take your clients out, you look after your clients, and they'll look after you. So I think that's a great show, and it is the fun part, isn't it? It is the fun part.
No, it is the fun part. Yeah, although we've just delivered. Yeah, it's fun for me. Although he's starting to question, we just delivered some tenders back to a super yacht, which was probably our most exciting thing to date, because the yacht came to Cowes for us.
Wow. Which
never normally does, and it's, I think, one of the biggest yachts to enter UK waters. So it was a massive moment for us last week, and he never comes on board the yacht or anything. And so we were delivering 2 tenders. I was on one tender, James was on the other tender. Obviously, we got offloaded at separate times into the garage. I got offloaded first and went to the bridge to just run through some bits and paperwork. And James was in the tender garage, and the crew said, "Oh, it's really nice to meet Sophie's brother." And James was like, "Brother? What does she say to you when she comes on these quote visits? I'm her husband." And ever since then, he's like,
single.
Ever since then, he's literally like, "I know you hang out with these captains. Well, what are you telling them about me?" But I swear I didn't.
Funny. But you say that, when I was looking at your website, I said to Ed, are they brother and sister, or are they husband and wife? Because you don't like to assume. You never like to assume. And I didn't want to go like, "Oh, so your husband?" You'd be like, "That's my brother."
No,
like, that would be the grosser way around, wouldn't it? You'd be so offended if it was your brother. But oh, how funny. Well, that is the glamorous part. So he doesn't like going on the yachts. No, he's not like.
But you think it's glamorous, but actually, the reality of it is 9 times out of 10, I don't know, we'll go to Mykonos, because the boats at anchor in Mykonos do the quote visit. We'll get picked up by a tender, and we won't walk through the boat at all. We literally get taken into the tender garage, like through the side door. So you won't necessarily see. I mean, obviously, depending on if it's on charter or not, sometimes the crew will give you a quick show around. But most of the time, it's like guests are on board. You're shuffled in so they can't see you through the tender garage, which obviously for the owner, the space is in the guest areas. Yeah. So the tender garage, like one tender garage of 9,000 square feet, which is massive on board a yacht. But there's no head height. There's no, so you're like crawling on your hands and knees.
Oh shit.
Like it's not like sweating because it's boiling hot. Kind of, making sure that my makeup doesn't like rub off on any of the cream upholstery or something. Yeah.
It's not the boat hats and the white and then trousers that you assume.
No, not at all. Like, and then it's like get everything you need. Which actually, to get the information you need to quote like a 4 or 5 boat refit. James always says, "Oh, we haven't come back with enough information." I'm like, "If you tried crawling around there and getting like every engine serial number, every component, a picture of, we probably take like 5,000 photos in the 8 hours we're on board. But the boat has to stay operational as well. So I'm sure it's like stuff that you guys recruit for, whatever. They don't want to stop their service because we're on board.
Yeah. And they probably also don't want to know you're on board.
No, there's no like, oh wow, let's go and have a look at this. Or can
No.
you you know, my friends think, oh, you've gone to a super yacht, start drinking champagne on the back of it. Like, absolutely not. I don't think I've ever had champagne on the back of a super yacht, like, whilst on a quote visit. I mean, the social in the evening, like, crew are great fun. So we'll go to a port or something locally and have a few drinks and celebrate the quote visit, which is nice. But the actual work side of it is not glamorous. And 9 times out of 10, it's like really high stress to deliver high-end projects in a time which is not realistic.
And do the time frames change? Like, do you have like they have to be done like on that date and then they push them forward?
Yeah, so for this particular recent project that we've done, we had 2 boats to deliver and they were having a refit themselves at a yard. So the yacht was changing to a new colour and they also had to get to Italy for the owner, and the weather window changed. So we were due to deliver them, well, we were taking them out to the Isle of Wight because they were coming to anchor, and it was due to be 7 days later. And those 7 days are normally like one of the hardest bits of the project, actually, the detailing, the like making it look beautiful after you've like cut things to pieces, and et cetera. So our staff are pretty accustomed to working through the night to deliver stuff. And also, I suppose, you get a refit and you quote to repaint it, re-engine it. And then when you take it apart, there's a million problems, which they go, okay, we want you to fix all that. But you can't have any more time because it still needs to be done. So, yeah, I mean, we've got a project coming in September, which we know will require day shift, night shift work. Right. So, I mean, my staff joke and say Sophie loves a Gantt chart. Guaranteed in the first week that Gantt chart's kind of out the window because you found loads of unforeseen things. But
do you have lots of staff that are on your books, or do you have lots of subcontractors that you work with as well?
So
when you've got huge projects like that.
So we've got a really good pool of contractors that we use. And yeah, I mean, most of them, one of them says I'm a gaslighter. And he actually said to me the other day, I think I've got Stockholm syndrome with you, but I'm actually not a horrible person. Because he's like, I know I shouldn't come back because you put me under so much pressure, but I just keep coming back for more.
Well, that says a lot about working for you then, doesn't it?
Yeah, and I think everyone that works with us, I'd like to think are our family. Like, my kids are constantly at work. My mum works for me. My dad's in the same industry, but also if I've got a problem, he's like heavily involved, in driving things that we should do. I mean, we've got a crazy project coming in that I don't even know I should have said yes to yet, but
are you allowed to talk about
hopefully the captain doesn't see this. Because of course we can deliver it, but no, I can't. I mean, annoyingly with our staff, we'd love to shout from the rooftops. The recent delivery was in the papers and I'd love to have written in the bottom, they came here just for us, but obviously we can't disclose anything. We're under NDA, but the project that is for another client. I don't know. I'm trying to make sure I haven't said anything, just giving it away. But the project will involve cutting a tender in half.
Wow.
And then raising it by a certain height.
Wow.
So,
they're having a loss conversion essentially.
£2 million tender, and we're cutting it in half. So, Dad's been heavily involved in the structural design of that and just giving me the reassurance that we've done some big stuff, but for me, we've not cut a boat in half.
No, well, that's a pretty big deal.
So, he's been great at I kind of had, I say a meeting. We went for beers on a Friday night, but we sat down and I was like, look, tell me if I'm crazy. Should I say yes? Should I say no? And he's like, oh, I think you should do it. Like, it'll put you on the map.
Is that something that is normally done?
No. So, no, I wouldn't say it's normal, but these guests are high end.
Yeah.
So the particular guest that's buying the boat, he wants an extra 150 mil head height,
right?
And doesn't want to have to dip his head when he gets on board his tender.
So he's tall. No, I'm joking. Let's do a guess who. No, I'm joking. Let's move on before he keeps having trouble.
You couldn't work out the owners, so that's fine. But
that's exciting though.
Yeah, it's crazy. I mean, it's to me like, and that's the thing, isn't it? I think sometimes working with these clients, you have to remember they're in a different world to me. Yeah. So like a couple of times I spent ages. I think Ed's probably heard me saying, "You sure you don't want to just repaint it? Why do you want to cut it in half? Like the money, it's over £500,000 to just gain 150 mil. Is this really what you want to achieve?"
Why do they want to do that? They're obviously quite attached to that.
No, it's a new boat they're buying.
Oh, so this doesn't exist. So why could they not just buy?
So it's built I have to be careful what I say because it will.
Okay.
It's built,
I'm intrigued.
but they can't get a new one built in the time frame because they need
Okay.
this back before September.
Right.
So there's a boat sat waiting that's built, but
Right, I
they
get
need
you.
a new boat,
So
but
the
they
work
want
can be
it in
done
a
within
certain way.
September.
Yeah, so
okay.
I mean, I don't know that it can be done
Well,
by
it
September,
can.
but
I've-
we've said
I've
it
got
can.
yeah, you said it can. We've got every faith.
And we'll be on a pentacle if it's not. So yeah, it will be done.
It'll be done.
Yeah.
Don't worry. And then do you find that it's just pressure, and when it's done, you're like, oh, Jesus, that's done, and we've done it.
Yeah, I'm not going to lie. I found it this time. We've delivered some tenders back and then recollected some more. So ordinarily, like, the reason I think we do well at what we do is like our reporting is like really detailed, so they don't have to see us
Right.
or come and visit us. I mean, we've had like a 12-month refit and they visit us once,
Okay.
but the reporting gives them everything they need to make the decisions. And at the moment, it's just me that does that, which is quite full on. And a lot of the decisions on managing the shop floor kind of thing. So we've delivered 2 tenders back, but collected 3 at the same time.
Right.
Ordinarily, we'd have like 3 months with not a big tender project. So this time, I kind of feel like we've gone, whoa, we haven't breathed, and we're like straight back into it. And it's like report 5 days later on what we've done on the new boat. So it's been a few moments of like, what the fuck are we doing?
But I don't know any business owners that don't feel like that, right?
No, exactly.
Successful
I think,
ones anyway.
yeah, I think I always just say it's all character building. And that's what my parents told me. It's all character building.
It's all character building. Say yes.
Yeah,
Pass your test, say yes.
Yeah, exactly.
So you said you touched on it very briefly earlier. What do people, I mean, obviously the glamour, but what do people misunderstand about the yacht sector? What do you think is do you think the like oversight of the glamorousness of it is what people think?
Yeah, for sure. I think certainly, like, my friends get it because they hear me moan about it all the time. But certainly people that look into what we do just think it's like pure pleasure. Like, you know, they see on Instagram, and what you see on Instagram of us going to Monaco, you know, Antigua's my favourite yacht show of the year. Like, it's just beautiful, fun, and you meet the good people there.
Do you get much time off when you're there? Is that like a net?
If James is listening, absolutely not.
Absolutely not,
but...
just literally an hour in the evening. No.
No,
Ed
to be
just shook his
fair, we used to get up really early, go into the show until lunchtime, and then we were there for a week. So we'd do half a day in the show, half a day on the beach in the afternoon, or
Which
exploring.
you deserve.
Yeah, and it was nice. I took my mum this year and my dad, so yeah, both of them went for different things, but we signed a big contract out there, which was worth it. But yeah, so going back to what people misunderstand, like a lot of even the crew that work on board, like you hear it a lot, like, oh, they're on rotation, so they only work 6 months of the year because they work most of them like 8 weeks on, 8 weeks off, which sounds great, but the pressure they're under when they've got guests on board and stuff, like, you know, yes, they earn good money and it's tax free, but it's hard. Like, I don't think I could do it. What they do
even
out
where
there.
they sleep,
yeah,
like
just
the
everything.
quarters that they sleep
sharing
in,
cabins, like, you know, it's yes, they get to see nice places, and I've said multiple times I'd love my kids to go and experience it a little bit, and they earn really good money, but there's a lot of pressure that comes hand in hand with that. But then that's like anything, isn't it? Like, you want something nice, you have to work hard for it. But yeah, so I would say the perception of glamour that's only there, like it's a bit like Ed on his sailing boat, isn't it? Like, he portrays it as lovely lifestyle.
What do you call it? Ed? Smoke and mirrors.
But
smoke and mirrors.
But people below decks has really like ruined the perception of your thing.
What I was going to say is below deck, like a true representation of how crew live. I mean, other than like the catastrophic drama and the sex that's all over it.
I was going to say, I think anyone, or I shouldn't say anyone, because I know there's people on my LinkedIn and places like that have been on below deck.
Oh, is there?
But no, well, they've actually, to be fair, they've said themselves it's affected them getting jobs.
Really?
So
why?
captains,
Because they think they'll be wild, or
no, I think what you need to remember about the super industry is everything is discreet. You can't disclose anything. You can't talk about anything. Like, you're going to see things which you have to pretend you've never ever seen. And, you know, you're working for royalty or
Yeah.
really high-end celebrities. So the perception that goes with below deck is you want to get yourself out there, which actually the reality of yachting is you have to be quite discreet and not talk
Yeah.
about stuff, which,
First rule of yacht club:
you know,
don't talk about yacht club.
it's hard though, isn't it? Like,
Yeah.
because, you know, I'm sure there's lots of young people that work on yachts that want to go, oh my God, I've just had Beyonce on my boat
Yeah, of
and
course.
blah, blah, blah. You know, we find it hard. We want to celebrate the contracts that we've got or whatever else,
But
but
you've got to
you
respect
can't
the
even
client,
put a
haven't you?
picture up there, and you have to respect the client. I mean, yeah, you don't want to be sued by one of the richest men in the world.
No,
so.
absolutely not. No, you do not.
Yeah, so yeah, I don't know. I think below deck
glamour.
has made it difficult for people in the industry.
Yeah.
But then they can be. I think what they've done is gone onto smaller boats after. So if you're
Yeah.
looking to get into 100-meter plus, then
Don't go on below deck.
don't go on below deck.
But if you want to size down, go on below deck
Maybe
for like a season.
yeah.
What is, so within like touching back on like the similarities with SLR and you guys in the refit sort of area, what are your pain points when it comes to refits and repairs? Is there a sort of, everyone's talking about skills gaps, right?
I was
Jobs that
about
don't
to say.
exist anymore.
So
Shipwrights apparently don't exist. Well, I know they don't because I looked for one for a place in Gosport. They don't exist anymore.
no, so we have got really good skill set in house. So we've got like our refit manager can do classic boat building, spray painting, gel
amazing.
repairing, structural work, like anything. And then we've got another technician that can do fabricating, metalwork,
Right.
but also kind of woodwork, like multitude of things. So when we're employing someone, because we're not in production, we don't have a constant production line of gel repair work and not a constant line of paint work.
Right.
So, for example, the refit that's coming now, it's going through the stripping process. So all of the cleats, all of the fittings, all of the components are being taken off the boat. So there's nothing for a painter to do right now unless they're multi-skilled.
Yeah.
Then
is
we'll
that
move into that.
Is that something that they've come to you with, or is that something that they've built up since they've been with you guys?
So we like to employ people that have that experience. Which
they're golden unit. They're, what do they call them? Rocking horse shit.
Yeah,
That's it,
no,
isn't it?
100%. So we nurture the guys that we've got, like 100%, because we know, I mean, they can probably get paid more elsewhere, but they enjoy what we do. We've had quite a few skilled people come to us asking for work because they don't enjoy the production line.
Right.
So for them, because they can do a bit of everything, they like the variation, which obviously if you go and work for, not that it's wrong working for a boat builder, but most people are trained to go and work for a boat builder where you are a small component, gel repairer, finisher, or you're a laminator, or you're, you know, a painter. So then when it comes to our niche of work, I don't want to employ someone that can just do one thing.
Yeah.
Or they can't, you know, if they're a gel repairer, we're fixing old boats, they have to colour match.
Yeah.
Which most guys only can use the new gel these days. So, yeah, there's a massive skill gap in traditional.
So how do you think
building.
we get around that? Because that's a conversation that is literally we do a lot of like social value work, you know, and talking about employability. I'm in Admiral Lord Nelson on Thursday talking about careers in maritime, and I want to talk about jobs that are sexy and jobs because what do 15-year-olds want to know? How much money they're going to earn.
Yeah.
But also I want to talk about all the different careers that are in maritime. Yeah. But how do we stop that being a skills gap going forward? Like as an employer.
So we've just employed a 16-year-old that I'm so excited about.
As an apprentice?
Well, no. So he's
done.
just incredible. Like he came into our workshop, just walked in, didn't know him from Adam. And it's quite an intimidating environment.
Yeah.
Everyone like looks at you as you walk in. He walked into my office and he was like, "Hi, I'm Harley. And I just want to know if I'm really passionate about the marine industry and I'm looking for a job. Like, is there anything?" And I was really taken back because he was just so confident. So he came for a trial day and just smashed it. Like from our 21-year-olds that were working for us, which is probably the youngest guy we've got working for us, right up to our 65-year-olds, everyone was like, he's the nicest guy, like he's amazing. So he was doing an engineering apprenticeship, and I don't know too much about the marine engineering like structure and syllabus, but apparently the course he was in was cancelled midway through his term, so he was going to end up with no qualification at the end of it anyway. So he said he felt really demoralised, like felt like he'd wasted 18 months of his life or whatever it was doing the course. So he is going to shadow like multiple people within our organisation, hopefully train him up to be multi-skilled.
That's fantastic.
He's been with us 2 months now, and literally, I mean, the first day I came in, I was like, oh my God, he's so energetic, like so positive. So, and I was like tired. It's a Monday morning, like, oh. And I said, literally, before I came here, he walked past and he's like, hey, like, how are you? Like, oh, I said, you're still as buzzy as you were. He said, I love it here. Like, I'm passionate.
That's amazing.
So I think, I mean, something we've spoken about a lot internally is doing like in-house training, because for the stuff that we do, you actually don't need a qualification. It's about, the hardest thing you can't teach is common sense.
Oh God, yeah.
And if
and
someone
hard graft as well.
So if someone's prepared to work, committed, and you know, and then they can earn really good money as well. That's the thing, is like that skill set is earning really good money when you kind of get further down the line. You can do what you can do. So
that's really good. I'm going to tell the kids that, because the young adults, shouldn't call them kids really at 15, should you? But I think that this is the thing. Everyone, I feel like I'm going to have to work it really well, because I don't want to go into a school and say, don't worry about education.
No.
All leave now. But I don't want kids to feel like they've got to go to college and go to uni and get into debt to then get into a really cool career like that. Like he's so. But did he have a background in marine? Is that where his family do it? Or?
No, roofing. I think his family come from.
Oh, really?
So like totally different. But his hobby was diving. So he's done loads of diving qualifications
at 16.
Yeah.
Wow.
But
that's amazing.
I mean, honestly, like I sit with him sometimes in the tea room and I just think, like, how do I teach my children to be like my children have no concept of like. An example of with my children is I'm trying to teach them about money at the moment, and I said, I don't know if I'm sure he won't mind me saying his name, but Harley, the guy that's working for us, I say to my kids, you know, Harley's just started and Bella's 13, so I'm like, you know, you can start thinking about these kind of things. She's like, yeah, but how much money does he get paid, mummy? And I'm like, well, why does that matter? And she's like, well, because the other day you told me that, like, you have to work a whole day to be able to afford this £200 thing. And I'm like, that's the reality of, like, most people, is that it's more than a day to earn £200.
Yeah.
And so, I don't know how you instill that kind of, you know, and constantly I'm talking to her about money. She hears the cash flow chats at home or whatever. And, you know, that
it's really
we had to work hard
to know how to navigate that, isn't it? Because I think it's really important that kids are aware of what things cost.
Yeah,
but equally, I don't want to give him that, like, I don't want to give my kids that, like, money lack mindset. Yeah, it's really hard. Like, I never try and say to them we can't afford that.
No, exactly.
But I just want them to know that, well, we've actually had to work really hard to get that.
Yeah.
And it's really funny because my kids, I've got one kid that gets his Christmas money and then he's spent it by January. And I've got another kid who's still got Christmas money and a voucher, and he hasn't even activated his voucher. And we got into the habit of, after school, we'd go to the shop and buy him, I don't know, like a Twix or whatever. Yeah. And then that used to be just a Friday thing. We'd go to the shop, the little blue shop on our corner, get him snacks, we'd have a film. But then it started creeping in, like, oh, it'll be a Tuesday thing for the park. And then we'll do it on Thursday as well. And my husband said to him the other day, he came back and my little one said, oh my God, mummy, I've just spent £9 of my Christmas money at the shop. I was like, oh, what? He said, 3 Twixes. I said, what? And my husband was like, yeah, he needs to know how much these little things cost. Like, he wanted a can of cream soda and a Twix, but then he couldn't get himself a Twix without getting Ralph a Twix. And then he had to get Mike and myself a Twix. So he was like, £9, mummy. I've got, what did he have left? Like 87p, £9 something it came to. And I said, but that's what it costs. Yeah. And I said to Mike, your mum's just bought him chocolate. And he was like, oh, I don't care. Yeah. Like, essentially, someone's given him chocolate. But it's hard, isn't it? Because you really don't want them to grow up being brats. No. And you want them to have that work ethic. But I do think some kids just have that. Yeah. No, my girls are both totally different. Like, one's wild and the other one's, like, really pragmatic about what she does and thinks about it. You've got to have one of each.
Yeah, because like one like me, one like James.
Well, that's what I was going to say. I think they take them from like the mums and dads, don't they? That's exciting. So, but that's good that you mentioned the money, because that was my main thing. I thought, right, what do 15-year-olds want to know? How much money do you make? Yeah. But I want them to show them really cool stuff. But also then about
Harley, like so on his trial day at the end of the day, we said, right, we want to pay you for today whilst you make a decision, because he was at college. So we were really conscious that we kind of said to him in the meeting, we want to offer you a job, but at the same time, you need to go home to your parents and you need to talk about your future. Do you want to leave college? Do you not? Like this, we're not looking to recruit. You surprised us by coming in here. So the job will be open for at least 6 months. So if you want to carry on, just go and think about it. But I said, I need to pay you for today because you've worked hard. And I won't say the exact amount of money because it's from, but we gave him the money and he handed it back. And he's like, I can't take money off of you for this. There's opportunities, all I'm looking for. And I was like, no, I want you, like, this is not slave labour. Like, you should take the money. And it wasn't huge money either. It was, and he was like welling up of like appreciation, gratitude, which I know my kids are not like that. Like, it's hard. Like, he just is driven, like really driven to just work hard. And actually have to be really careful because where he's 16, he can't do more than 40 hours. And a lot of our guys do a lot of overtime. And he just wants to keep working. And
I just think,
like,
imagine where he'll be when he's 18
No,
and he can do more than 40 hours. Like, he's going to have such an incredible, well, he'll be ready to go, won't he, in 2 years?
And I think, not that I'm not an advocate for like necessarily going to university and stuff, but my sister did the whole uni path. I did a term of college and dropped out. And she came out with 50 grand's worth of debt and has gone on a totally different social media path anyway that doesn't, she's self-employed, doing her social media, which, you know, does it really require? And actually she was just 6 years behind me in terms of like career, because I just went straight into career, just worked. You know, ended up running a department for the government within 3 years, and she was kind of still going through the uni phase. So I say to my kids, not that I'd give this advice to other people's children because it depends on their mindset, but certainly, like, if you don't want to be a doctor or a lawyer, then for my kids, kind of just work really hard and do a really good job.
I agree.
But I mean, the school we went to, when Maya went to senior school, it's really grumpy with the school she goes to, won't say who they are, but they put up a thing that basically said, it was a presentation about how good the school is, and it put up a 4-bed house with 2 cars on the drive, and it kind of said, if you work hard, this is what you'll have. And that old-fashioned perception, like, if you work hard, why can't you go and live on a yacht? Or why can't you, you know, do whatever your dreams are?
Absolutely.
Why is it so limited and restricted? But I think our education kind of just, you know, life tells you, grow up, you get married, you have kids. You have kids, you do your education, you go to uni. And if you look at a lot of successful people, that's actually, they've deviated that
100%,
path. And education is probably training you to be an employee more than anything.
More than an entrepreneur. But I agree. And it seems like such a hot topic at the moment for every, not just the maritime sector, but for every sector. It seems like such a hot topic, doesn't it? Like, I don't know why anyone would not want to learn and earn.
No,
at the same
100%.
time. It's just a no-brainer for me. I was a hairdresser for 20 years and I went to college for 3 years, did the same as Harley, walked into a Tony and Guy and went, have you got any jobs? And she went, have you got any experience? And I was like, yeah, I've got level 3 at college. She was like, yeah, you can start tomorrow. Oh, amazing. So I started as a Saturday girl. What she didn't realise was I couldn't blow dry with a brush. I couldn't do anything because at the time, I'm not dissing colleges, but at the time they just trained you to pass. As long as you tick that box, didn't matter. And it was on a doll's head. I think I did like my passable haircut I did on a doll's head, and it took me 3 hours. That's not realistic, is it?
No.
So then I got my foot in the door at Tony and Guy, and I think she thought, oh, for fuck's sake, what have I done? And but then I did my apprenticeship there, and it's the best career. Like, had I not have gone into recruitment, I could have gone to any salon in the world with a Tony and Guy education. So I think there's a lot to be said for that. So well done for doing that.
Yeah, we'd like
well
to do
Harley.
something a bit more formal, but to be fair, he was the one that kind of just came in, and we were lucky that, you know, a couple of our clients have said, you have to nurture him because he's met our clients. So, well done to Harley as well.
Well done. Be more Harley. Right, well, this has gone over much longer. I saw Ed give me the eyeball there, and we've been told to keep it to half an hour, and I think my friend Holly might be out there now. She's my next guest. So I'm going to ask you a few questions. Thank you so much for being so honest about like youth and skills gaps and stuff and what we can do differently. But these are really random questions. Okay. If you were a biscuit, what biscuit would you be and why? Everyone is politicianing me out.
I reckon a hobnob.
Why?
Because it's pretty sturdy.
But
That'll
firm
make
favourite.
Firm favourite and make everyone happy when they come in the office.
Yes. A chocolate one.
Yeah.
Or
But
just
dunk
a
it in
normal-
tea.
It's a
maybe
good
as well.
dunker.
Yeah.
It's got good substance. I was going to say, what one thing people outside Maritime would find surprising about the industry?
How cottage, like how small it is in terms of it's massive industry.
But how well connected,
But
like
how well,
connections.
everyone knows everyone.
Yeah.
Like, I suppose they say you're only 5 connections away from anyone in the world or something crazy. It is.
really?
Yeah, it's something crazy
Oh.
like that.
It
So-
is very, like, clicky. Not in a bad way, but it's
It
very,
can be bad at
well, it
times
can be
though as
bad,
well.
yeah, it
no,
can.
it can be quite clicky. Yeah, but I would just say it is very incestuous, like in a way, maybe.
Get into Maritime. It's
Yeah.
so incestuous. Right, if you could change one thing about the maritime industry overnight, what would it be?
The people that think they're all that and the pretentiousness of it, like, and I think that is one of the things that we do quite well with in terms of, like, we'll go on board a yacht and we're not trying to be something we're not. Like, I'm me and I can't change
Yeah.
that. So of course, like, I'm not going to be like, oh fucking hell, like I'm here or whatever. Like, I'll walk on and speak nicely when I arrive, but at the end of the day, I am me, like,
Yeah.
and that's that. Where you see a lot of pretentiousness, a lot of people that think they're the owner themselves when, you know,
A
we're
lot
not.
of fake.
We're just normal people.
People buy from people, don't they?
Yeah, 100%. And I just tell myself, like, if I am nervous talking to a captain, well, I just say he's just a human like me.
Yeah.
That's it. At the end of the day, like,
And you know your trade
yeah,
inside
yeah.
out.
So yeah,
Well, thank you.
no, it's really nice. To
I
meet
was so
you.
nervous to have you on because I was like, oh my God, I hope I do this justice. And I completely undersold how long your business had been going. I do apologise about
Oh
that.
no, don't be silly.
LinkedIn lied to me. But thank you for coming
it was
on.
a pleasure.
I hope it's been all right.
Yeah, I loved it.
Right. We've had where do people find you?
What do you mean?
On LinkedIn. Where do people find you? Where do people find your business?
Yeah, I don't know, like social media, type Maritime Yacht Services.
Have you've got a website?
Yeah,
I know
we've
you
got a
have 'cause I
website.
stalked you.
Yeah, so maritimegroup.co.uk.
Brilliant. Thank you.
It was a pleasure.
Yeah,
And
thanks.
Business in the boardroom.